A world champion and Olympic gold medalist, was diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer. Very similar story to my story, and it hit home for me, so I wanted to share it with you. I apologize that my voice is weird. I have been struggling with sickness, a head cold, but if you will bear with me, I think that the power of stories can change the world and change the course of melanoma skin cancer, which is growing rapidly all over our globe. Stories are powerful. I would love for you to join me in my mission to prevent melanoma skin cancer by subscribing to my channel and sharing this video with a friend. Cate Campbell. She is a world record holder, an Olympic gold medalist, and an Australian swimming champion, just recently diagnosed with stage 1 melanoma skin cancer, which, according to this article that I will leave linked down below, said that Australia's national cancer is melanoma. I feel like that's depressing. I feel like you have like national birds, you have state plants, but I had no idea there was a national cancer. Do we in the United States have a national cancer? That's depressing. Cate is a swimmer, so she has an outdoor lifestyle. She also has a fair Scottish complexion, which I did the DNA test. I too have a large percentage of Scottish genetics in my system. And those two things together lead to high risk for skin cancer. However, she didn't investigate this on her own. Like, she didn't come up with this conclusion on her own. She had a friend who was concerned about a mole on her arm and said, hey, you should go get that checked out. It looks a little suspicious. Well, Cate didn't think anything about it because that was a freckle that she had had almost all of her life, as long as she can remember, which is similar to my story, and it was on her arm. But she took the advice of her friend, thankfully. Isn't it great when we have good friends who look out for us, right? And then we actually take their advice. She went to a dermatologist and got it checked out. She had the mole removed and it came back as a stage 1 melanoma. Thankfully, only stage 1. She only had to have surgery. The article doesn't say what kind. I'm assuming she had a wide local excision like I did that takes the margins around the spot as well as the spot. It's a pretty large scar on my arm, about this long, but it's a one-day procedure. Cate was shocked to learn, and I was also shocked to learn, that melanoma kills an Australian every 5 hours. Like, someone from Australia dies every 5 hours from melanoma. And that got me to thinking, well, what are the statistics for the United States? What about the world? How many people are dying of melanoma in our entire world? And it's got to be due to a lack of education, skin checks, right? And culture changes definitely impact the severity of melanoma skin cancer. Another statistic, Australian statistic, is that it's the most common cancers affecting 15 to 39-year-olds. 15-year-olds getting melanoma skin cancer. I don't know about you, but that sounds way too young. I was diagnosed at 41, and I felt like that was way too young. I had always thought that melanomas were found on really old people, 60, 70, 80-year-olds. I guess 60 is not really old, but older people, not young people in their 40s or their 30s. But evidently it's getting younger and younger every year, which is one of the reasons why I have this YouTube channel. The article goes on to talk about how melanoma skin cancer doesn't only affect the person diagnosed, but the friends and family as well. And I have definitely seen an impact on my family. How has your family been impacted by your melanoma diagnosis? This also reminded me of the Hugh Jackman skin cancer diagnosis. Way back in 2015, Hugh Jackman, a celebrity, Australian celebrity, had basal cell carcinoma and went public with all of his multiple surgeries because he had it on his nose. Basal cell carcinoma is the most common form of skin cancer. Now, I am not a medical professional. I am just a melanoma skin cancer survivor. Everything I share with you today is for entertainment purposes only, also for educational purposes and for social awareness, but I'm not a medical professional and you should be aware of that. There are 3.6 million cases of basal cell carcinoma diagnosed in the United States every year. The good thing is that while melanoma can spread, it can get into your bloodstream, it can get into your organs, basal cell carcinoma tends to stay in the spot that it is found in. It doesn't spread. So 95% of cases are curable for basal cell. However, it's not something to be taken lightly, because once you have it, it can continue to develop over the years for the rest of your life. When Hugh Jackman was diagnosed, he cataloged and showed everybody his multiple surgeries throughout the year from 2015, I think, through 2017, all the different surgeries he had on his nose, because it just kept popping up, as awareness and as advocacy for wearing sunscreen. So I love it when celebrities share their skin cancer diagnoses with the rest of the world, because I think that's how change happens. A lot of people won't listen to ordinary people like myself or to friends and family who have had it, because they think they could never have it themselves. But when celebrities have it, I think that's like, hey, if celebrities can get it, I might could get it as well. I think it's important for us all to be advocating for sunscreen. Yes, I know that melanoma, there are types of melanomas that are not caused by sun exposure, but the majority, the large percentage of them are and can be prevented. I wish I had worn more sunscreen. Sunscreens don't have to be icky to wear. There are actually ones out there that are enjoyable to wear. I know, it's mind-blowing. Which is why I share sunscreen reviews on this channel, because I was under the impression that all sunscreen was thick, white, and pasty and gross, or was just complete chemicals and caused cancer, which is inaccurate information. So if you would like to share your story on my channel, I would love to get more viewer stories of your melanoma or skin cancer diagnosis. Please email me at this email address right here.